Hi all, this is Sia Naz and welcome to episode 29 of the Diary of a Hip Hop Artist podcast. So this week I've got my fluffy purple llama diary. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm looking down. So this week, the start of the week was the 20th of May. And on Monday, Monday's usually my editing day. So I edited the vocals and I edited the YouTube video and just putting filters on the YouTube video, just learning how to use Adobe Premiere Pro. It's got some cool stuff on there. Just learning to get a bit artier, like filters and things like that, which you might notice sometimes. Oh, actually, if you see podcast episode 28, there's a filter on there. So the background was the moon and the stars, and I put a filter on there so it looks like the sun is glaring. It looks really nice. So did a bit of that. That was what I did on Monday. It takes a couple of hours because I record the vocals on Ableton and then I record the video on my webcam. And for some reason, when I've got both going, I can't get the audio to come out of the webcam. So I have to synchronize the video and the audio together. So it's a bit tricky. Wasn't expecting that, but that's okay. Learning stuff. So I'm happy with that. So that was Monday. Then on Tuesday, I bought some new plugins from Waves, and these plugins are called One Knob Series, and I'm such a sucker because I look on Instagram. I'm a very visual person anyway, so I prefer Instagram to Twitter, and though I do use both, and you can find me under Sia Naz Songs on both of those and my Facebook. And it was an ad that popped up for Waves, and the discount was originally these plugins were $249 and I got them for $49. So I'm like, that's a really good deal. Not that I need extra plugins, but I just think, oh, well, this would be really fun to use and play with. And meanwhile, I've got like 50 plugins that I've bought that I don't know how to use yet because I just keep buying new stuff and, oh, this is nice and shiny and new. Let's buy this. But these ones are really cool because each plugin I think there's like 8 plugins in this, and there's just one knob and you just turn the knob. And I noticed that there was a lot of really good reviews from some really good producers, and one of them was from T-Pain, and I'm like, oh, if he's using it and he's saying that they're awesome, then I'll give it a try. And they look easy. I've tried to download them, but I'm having trouble. I always have trouble downloading Waves plugins. They're tricky, which is really annoying. I think the last time I tried to download these, I had to call and they had to do remote access to my computer. So, yeah, that was interesting. And I also started a new account for my a podcast on Instagram. So Diary of a Hip Hop Artist is the new Insta account, and I've started from last week, so episode 28, and I need to put a post up there because I thought I'll just keep it all together in my normal account, but I've been spending a lot of time on the podcast just trying to get it right because it's getting quite popular, so I'm just trying to perfect the video and the audio and how I'm doing things, and friends and fans are interested in behind the scenes, so I've been putting up pictures. That's why I've got this really nice background, which is a theatre, so it looks really nice. So just trying to get things nice, but I think it's just overtaking the normal account where I've really got to start stepping it up and doing a lot more music things instead of podcast things. But once I'm happy with where the podcast is and what I'm doing with it and all that, then I'll concentrate and get back to the music. So just a bit lost with the podcast, but that's okay. It all helps. I mean, I'm talking about the music that I'm doing, all the things that I'm doing. So all counts, all good. So that was Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, I was working on a new logo for the podcast, and I've put a few options up there for the podcast on the new Insta account for the podcast. And I did that myself in Photoshop. So that's one of the things that I was saying that you can do. So it's not just all about airbrushing. It's also there's lots really cool things that you can do. So I've been working on that and just putting the writing around the logo, or doing half writing around my photo. So I've put those up. So if you want to make a comment, let me know. If you want to see the logo a bit different, let me know. So always cool hearing from you guys. So that was a Wednesday. Then, and I had to watch a tutorial to figure out how to do that, because what I wanted to do was put the writing around my logo. So it took a few tutorials to figure out how to do that, and then to actually do it myself took quite a few hours. So I'm a bit embarrassed about that, but anyway, we all learn. We have to learn. Some of us are slow, but at least I'm doing it. So there you go. So that was Wednesday. Then on Thursday, I worked on the lyrics for Creep. And I think I'm happy with the lyrics that I've got now. So I'm just in the stages of recording it and just seeing how I like it. I've done a few takes, and then after that I have to mix it and get it to sound right and make sure the vocals sit nicely in the mix, in with the rest of the music, so it sits nicely. So I'm getting more involved in everything, which I'm really excited about, because sometimes, like in the past when I had other producers mix it for me, I'd have to wait weeks, sometimes even months. But at least this way I can sort of work on it pretty quickly and see how I like it, and at least I'm learning how to do it for myself. So, and I'm saving money too, so I'm hoping that it'll sound good. But, if I don't like how it sounds, then I can always get somebody to mix it for me. But so far I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing, so I'll just continue with that. What I also did was I listened to Schoolboy Q's album Crash Talk. I don't tend to listen to too much hip-hop, unfortunately, because I don't really like the direction that it's going in. I like songs with a bit of substance. So I've been listening to a lot of the stuff that Kanye's been producing, and I love Kanye. He's got more substance to him than some of the younger rappers, which, that stuff is just not for me. So I'm really happy to listen to Schoolboy Q. Just tend to get a bit lost in my world because I'm just not liking what I'm hearing. But this is really, I enjoy some of the tracks on that album. I think a lot of you would have seen, it's been out for a little while now, not long, maybe one or 2 months, and he's got the paper bag on his head. I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm sure there's meaning in it. And what I also do is I love listening to other podcasts, and some of my favorites are, of course, Gary Vee. I really like the little snippets that he does. So Gary Vee, and I listen to Black Chat with Ill Mind and the gang, Rap Radar with B. Dot and Elliot Wilson. Absolutely love them. They used to be on iTunes, but then Jay-Z took them away to Tidal, and it's been a while since I've tuned into them, but I've retuned in, and I'm really happy to hear Elliot Wilson's laugh. Did miss that. And B. Dot's amazing. Like, he really knows his stuff. He's an encyclopedia of hip hop. It's just amazing. And I also listen to Unquantized with Sound Oracle and Trizza, and they're awesome. Like, Trizza's got a great laugh as well, great sense of humour. So I recommend those ones if you love hip hop or want to listen to interviews and get the behind the scenes of producing, like with Black Chat. And Sound Oracle from Unquantized, he works a lot with Timbaland. He's I think sound producer. He makes a lot of his own packs as well, like drum kits and things like that. I think I've got one. It's pretty cool. I've got a lot of packs, so I haven't listened to it in a while because I've been concentrating on other stuff. So that one's pretty cool. I've got to remember to sit back. used to sitting forward and half my head is chopped off. So that was Thursday. Friday was my chill night, Friday. And I watched the movie Mud, which is really cool. It's over 2 hours, but I really like that movie. There's a loveliness to it. It's about love, and I like the grittiness. I like the scenery. It's in the South, and I just like the grittiness of it, like the reality of it. It's really cool. And it's not a new movie. I've wanted to watch it for ages. It's not a new movie by any means, but it's a really cool movie. And there was a beat that I was working on called Nite, and watching that movie made me remind me of that beat. So I'm going to look at working on that beat again. And another movie that I saw on this night was The Score, which is this awesome documentary about the composers that make the music for movies. And they spoke to Hans Zimmer, of course, who's at the moment the most legendary composer of music for movies. He's won heaps of Oscars. One of them was for Gladiator. And the one thing that I really loved about the documentary was how much each composer knew about each other's work and knew about composers from the past, and just how much they praised everyone and how much they took from everyone, like the way they did things. That was lovely. Like they all seemed to know each other and what each other's done, and just like little bits of music that they knew. And it was really cool. I really love seeing things like that. And one quote that I heard in the documentary was, let me just find it in my diary. Poses, watch the scene, creating music for movies, poses and the music. The quote is, writing the music is like writing a love letter to the performers, i.e. the musicians, which I thought was really nice. I would never have thought of music for movies to be thought of like that, but the composer was saying that, when you write the music and you put it on the paper for the musicians to read and perform, it's like giving them a love letter so that they can perform it. So I never heard it said like that before. And another thing one of the composers said was, you can't touch music, which I never thought of before. And if you think about that, like you can play an instrument, you can touch the instrument and you can touch the paper that the music is written on, but music, you can't touch it. It's the one thing that you can't touch. So I thought that was really interesting. That's a really interesting quote. I really liked it. And then after watching a couple of movies, I was also listening to some music, and I heard the new Ed Sheeran song with Chance the Rapper called Cross Me. I really like that. I really like the way Ed Sheeran mixes pop with hip hop. He's done a brilliant job. He's got a category all of his own there, so that's really awesome. I recommend you can hear that. Where did I hear it? Spotify, I think. So that was on Friday. And then Saturday, I was just checking my emails, and I always love it when I get notifications from SoundCloud when people are listening to my songs and liking them. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot I put that one up. It's always nice when you get those emails. I need to get rid of some of the bad tracks that I've written. There's some songs there that shouldn't be there, should be taken down. And another song that I was listening to, another album that I was listening to on Saturday was Daytona by Pusha T. So again, another Kanye West produced album. And that was really cool. So I thought I really got to get back into listening to more hip hop and just sort of finding the type of hip hop that I like. Like there's different types of hip hop. I just like something a bit more mature. I don't like the younger rappers. I prefer something that's got some substance to it. So I was really happy to listen to Schoolboy Q and Pusha T as well, Daytona. The song that I really like is called The Game We Play. It's got a really nice funky vibe to it, that one. Nice 70s flavour, and I really like that. I find that when I sit and I just really allow myself to make a beat that I really like, I find that a lot of them are like 70s flavoured, like really funky. So it's really surprising to me as well. So that was Saturday. And so tonight, which is Sunday, just before I started, like as I was setting up, I thought I'll just have a look at what I'm up to and what I'm doing. And I've found a lot of tracks that I've almost finished, or that I have finished. And I even found one track that I had recorded all the vocals and I didn't mix. I still have to edit. And the song is called Wish You Well. And the problem, I think, why I sort of went on to the next thing was because the audio is tuned to the left. It doesn't come out of both speakers. So I think something happened with the audio. So now I need to figure out how I'm going to get the sound to come out of both speakers instead of it just coming out of one speaker. So that's going to be a challenge, but I can get some help with that if I can't figure it out myself, because I really kind of like this song and I think I did a pretty good job doing it. So that'll be cool. And then I found another song called On the Run, which is going to be really awesome. That was supposed to be a duet, but for some reason the beatmaker rapper who sent it to me decided that he didn't want to be on it, but the song is a duet. So I'm like, how am I going to do this song? It's supposed to be a duet. You're supposed to put your part, because I put my part in there, and then I was waiting all this time for him to put his part, and he's like, no, you have the song yourself. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? But I can figure it out. I think I've got an idea, because it's called On the Run, and I'm saying that me and him were on the run, just running away from life, from everyone. But then I'm thinking maybe I can do it that it's you and me on the run. So you, as whoever the listener is, that we're on the run. So I think that'll be a really good idea, and I can finish that because I'm really happy with the vocals that I did. So I'm not going to touch too much of what I've recorded. I just have to do verse 2 because I left verse 2 for him to do. So I've just got to work on verse 2. So that'll be really good with that. And then, so I've got Creep, On the Run, Wish You Well, and there's a fourth song, Gangster. And I've got to work on this one because it's already finished. Like the vocals, the chorus has been done, and the rapper who sent it to me, he's done verse 1 and I'm supposed to do verse 2, but I didn't do a very good job of verse 2. So he said he'll get back to me, but it's a really, really cool beat, and I'm thinking I will go back, and it's only one verse that I've got to do. So if I work on it, then I can finish it and put it out. So that's 4 songs. So that is what I'm going to be up to in the coming weeks. Next week, there might not be a podcast because I'm taking my computer in to get fixed. It's going way too slow, and I think it needs more memory. And I thought it was going to cost way more than... I thought it was going to cost a lot of money, but when I called up and I spoke to Henry, who I usually take my computer to, he's like, no, it's only going to be like $75, and I thought it was going to be like $300. So that's going to go in next week. So I'm not going to have my computer for most of next week because he tends to take his time. But it'll give me a chance to like just chill out because I've got a lot on, like personally. So it'll be nice to take a break. And the house needs some painting. I've been doing heaps of painting, which is cool, and just fixing stuff and just being a handy woman around the house. So that'll be really cool. So that's what I'm going to be up to. So that's what's going to be happening next week. I don't think there's going to be a podcast. So that's it for this week. Please share with your friends or someone you think would like to hear or see this podcast. And I will catch you on the next show. Please subscribe and rate as well. Hit those 5 stars. Put a nice comment there. Say something nice. And you can listen to the podcast on Apple, iTunes, or there's quite a few there. There's 12 platforms you can listen to the podcast. So it's out there. Thanks for listening, and I will speak to you next week. Bye. Oh, not next week. The week after. Bye.